It's okay. We're good. Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, you guys. We were just arguing. Hey! Welcome back, Brittany. Can you get out of the frame, my love? This is what happens when your kids are on production. So anyway, hey! Welcome back, everybody. Listen, I heard it's season 2. So it's season 2, and we just want to say thank you for rocking with us. Like, thank you for thank you for hanging in there, and thank you for hanging in with the late start. You know we tacky, but y'all family, so y'all understand. We had stuff to do. We had things going on.
You know we don't know anything about technology at all.
We don't. We learn it though. We gonna get better. So anyway, we just want to say thank you, welcome back, and listen, we got some special guests up here. I mean, I guess we kind of know them a little bit or whatever. So listen, we got the hubbies, they pulling up. Listen, they want to argue with us or whatever, and that's fine. I don't know, it could be domestic. I don't know. But listen, we ready to get down. We just ready to get down, and we ready to have a good time. And listen, it's like us versus them, essentially.
Okay, so we already showed y'all what we do. We drop a heart in the chat, but now since we got our better halves, our other halves, so I'm about better. We got better halves. But you know the other half. We got the others up in here. So if you are team ladies, drop a red heart in the chat. And if you are team fellas,
drop whatever.
I guess.
Drop anything.
Just throw a win. But if you're team fellas, drop a blue heart in the chat. This is team ladies all day. Now, we don't know anything about technology, and of course, we're supposed to start at 7 o'clock. But things happen.
And it's 7 o'clock somewhere around.
Yeah, exactly. It's 7 o'clock somewhere. And the party really happened off screen. Well, we really want to tell y'all. So honestly, y'all coming into a whole discussion right now. So we honestly don't even keeping it all the way real with y'all. We don't even know what we're gonna go. Are we gonna start with singles or are we gonna start with couples?
Oh,
we don't know. But
I guess how we start off with a male perspective and a female perspective.
Because we have the guys here. I like a reason.
We did say it's us versus the other.
It is. Yes, that's the company. And we definitely, now y'all see it's 6 of us. It's usually just the 2 of us. So if y'all hear us over talking in, which we know we will definitely do, pay us no mind. We definitely are drinking rum punch tonight. We always have a drink of the day, and it is rum punch, and we have definitely been feeling that. But we gonna get it. We're going to get a guy's 5 seconds to, sit up here and talk about something.
I think we should jump into this, right, since we drinking.
Yeah.
Hey, so we drinking, right? I think we should hop into the video. Since we drinking, it only makes sense.
I think we should. Okay. Definitely should. So, to set this up, we all watched this video. Yes. Coming to the...
Somebody tried.
Only a guy could do something like that because we went through a whole thing and said, turn your cell phones off, y'all. We said that. Okay, so we're going to set the stage. The video that we saw was, at what point is it tricking? Is it tricking or not? I think it's tricking. But the guy said that if he's at the bar and a woman is there and she's in a relationship, he offered to buy her a drink. And she took the drink and he was upset that she took the drink knowing that she was in a relationship. Should she or should she have not taken that drink knowing that she was in a relationship? Guys, sign off because we know y'all try it. You ain't got too much. Okay. Go ahead, because we said this is the real husbands of Chicago. So we definitely going to get them about 5 minutes to sit up here and talk about this situation. So what we throwing this to? Let's throw it to the newbies. I think we should throw it to the newbies. We got Leland and Candace.
I'm sorry, we got Leland and Candace. Listen, we got Patrick over here. That's also my other half, aka P. Diddy. We got Dino with the dimples. This man said he wanted to get introduced as this being his show. Dino, and all of us coming in here. This man think he's David Ruffin, and we done just say it. But I regret. Okay, so we're going to start with Leland and Candace. What are y'all thoughts on this situation?
So first off, my thoughts on the situation is once you offer a lady a drink, that's almost like an introduction. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
To like, my thing is this introduction to what's going on in your life. And that's when you need to kind of spill the beans. You know what? I'm kind of married and this, and that, or whatever the situation may be. That's what I think about when if you offer a lady a drink at the bar, because it's almost like an introduction.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have to go into detail as far as exactly what I want. That's what I'm thinking about. You know?
So you say like as an introduction, like, okay, here's your drink. So now you just say, hey, my name is Candace and I'm in a relationship.
Oh yeah, something like that. Give me some hints, or give me some.
So you don't want no.
I think my thing is
Being generous. You just being generous.
and I'm still use your drink, but as long as you're honest with me and tell me something, hey, we cool. We can have a conversation.
Oh, he a good dude. He a good dude.
Oh, you want to be
Okay, he a good dude.
You
He
want
a
to
good dude. But that's not every dude.
You're not
see,
mad.
see,
You're not
he's
I'm not mad
mad.
at you, but just be honest with me. Because it's an introduction to.
But she technically was she dishonest
Yeah.
by not disclosing it
If
because
she
you
didn't
didn't ask
disclose
it.
Now, if she didn't disclose it and we going further and
Okay.
buying drinks, it's like, man.
And then old girl walks up and say, why you over here talking to him? Ain't you married? And then you find out from your friend that you saucy.
Yeah, I'll be a little salty.
Yeah.
Are you asking for your money back or
I'm
no?
not gonna ask you.
So are you're okay?
okay.
I don't know.
You're okay buying a drink for a woman that's in a relationship with somebody else. You're okay with it because you feel like it's an exchange. If you are having back and forth dialogue with her to accommodate for her time, you will present her with a drink.
No, I heard that he prefers not
you say
to.
that.
And he would prefer it if I say, hey, you want this Hennessy on the rocks? That's my introduction, ma'am. And ma'am, I need you to say, hey, my name is Candace and I am in a relationship.
There we go.
And then he may say, you know what?
I
Bartender, hold the drink.
feel like Patrick.
Is that accurate?
Patrick, what we gonna come back to you again. Patrick, what you got to say?
I agree
Because Patrick,
100%.
no, we done with Patrick. We know what you got to say. What you got to say? No, we done with you too, because we talking about this off the camera. Who agreed with me with what I said?
What you said?
What I said that it is your fiduciary.
That's how you the word
I
out.
said it is your fiduciary responsibility to find out that information before you ask somebody, do you want a drink? If you're gonna be salty, if you're gonna be salty about the drink. Candace, do you agree with me? Yes or no? Am I by myself?
I feel
I
that
feel like
that
you don't
isn't
agree.
information that needs to be put out there. I feel that if a dude is at the bar trying to buy drinks, he's doing it because he's generous. Now, if the dude is not generous, then he shouldn't be at the bar offering drinks at all. I feel that he should be generous enough to give it to whoever. He could buy a drink for the whole group. Like, he could be like, man, I see you with this chick, this dude, this person, this whatever, and he's willing to buy drinks for everybody. If you generous, you generous. I'm not trying to, it shouldn't be a dude giving a drink and needing to know what your status is. He's doing it because he's having a good time. He wants other people to have a good time, and he wants people to have
But my thing
the alcohol needed. That's all. That's it.
See, but
It's
y'all
only
do-
alcohol at the bar.
See, you need to
Period.
read most guys.
It's
I'm not gonna say
generosity.
they're not generous,
Generosity.
but they know what they own. If they buy a drink, they're expecting.
There's
what
a lot of
comes with that-
expectations.
what
But
comes with
$12
that
Then
package.
why don't you say that as soon as you give the drink? Listen, I'm giving you this drink. I'm expecting this.
So we going home together or not?
Are we going or not?
You know, these
How
days,
many drinks will it take you to live with me?
these
Okay,
days,
just
you
say
have
it.
people who just like, hey, let me know what's up.
Or somebody put this. Somebody
I
like
would say that.
Waste of time.
I would say that.
buy me a drink. Okay, so listen to what I think, y'all.
For the $12, y'all feel like y'all deserve booty for $12.50.
No, we're not saying that it's gonna maybe it's gonna be more than
There's
that.
more than that. That's just an introduction, like Nina said.
No.
Okay,
Oh.
you are accommodating me
Why
for
are
my
you
time.
asking
If I'm
for
talking
time?
to you
How would
and
you
I
say-
have you engaged and we're going back and forth, and you are sitting here next to me because I'm looking pretty, and people are gonna come and talk to you, and they're gonna be attracted to you because I'm sitting next to you.
Thank me
You
later.
exactly. I'm doing you a favor. Like, we're sitting here talking. I was at the bar minding my own business, and you came over here and introduced yourself. And then, my discussion was good enough for you to say, I want to keep this woman here. Let me buy her a drink. When you said, I want to buy this woman a drink, was it or was it not your responsibility before you presented this drink to her to say, ma'am, are you in a relationship with anybody because you already asking me a question.
See, that-
Do you want this drink?
That is the problem. I feel that if a dude is coming up to the bar and he's over here trying to buy drinks, he needs to be buying drinks for everybody. If he's over here buying drinks just for me, clearly he's asking for something in return. And I don't want to do that. So if that dude doesn't say, I'm buying drinks for everybody, get away from me.
But you at the bar by yourself. You at the bar by yourself.
Okay, and
I don't want it.
And I will piggyback off of that. And I'm not going against the ladies or whatever, but hear me out. What I'm saying is that if you're at the bar, that means that you're an adult, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is that for me personally, I don't think a man has to tell me I'm buying you drinks because there's a level of expectation, because I'm going to already assume that there's something attached to that. I'm going to automatically assume that there's something attached to that. And I'm going to say it's not realistic for somebody to be like, hey, my name is Latoya. I was married and I was divorced. I have 3 kids. Like that's something that comes out in conversation. So what I'm saying is that if I am in a relationship, I think my due diligence is to not accept the drink. Because the truth of the matter is that there is an expectation, and we may not say it, but the truth of the matter is that we're all being grown here. We're all being grown here, boss. If I buy you a drink, I want to go to the house.
That's it, period. That's it.
That's just real. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying, like, we can't be naive. Like, he come in,
man, they want
and oh my God, he just thinks I'm cute. Yeah, he thinks I'm cute, and he want to see what's too.
But a woman might be on the same thing. She might be like, oh, he look like he got this, he got
they
that.
do.
Yeah, absolutely.
He stepped out this car, so I'm gonna go take my chance and kill me.
But that's not the question. The question,
So what's the question?
y'all been drinking.
Now tell me the
I
question.
don't
No,
know.
okay, tell me the.
I don't know.
So you're saying shoot
I don't know
that
what the question is.
No, I'm telling you the question was
like,
is that because the whole podcast was like the person was saying like, hey, that this is my introduction to a drink, and the lady's point was that I can accept the drink. That doesn't mean that you should expect something in return. The truth of the matter is that listen. 1 + 1 = 2. You cannot. That is extremely naive and ignorant to think that again, like that somebody's just coming up buying your drink and they just want to look at you.
They don't know you.
I feel like this, and I feel like I'm the lone person over here because I feel like I'm talking to you. I'm talking like my throat is getting dry because I was sitting over here drinking my martini, and because I've talked to you for so long now, I'm parched. So you need to replenish the drink that I was drinking because now I done exhausted myself talking to you. I could have sat here and drank my own drink that I was drinking, but because I came over here and talked to you, now
The
guy comes over to the woman and comes to start talking to her. Now we could be talking about everything else. The question is it the guy's due diligence before he offers to buy a drink for a woman? Is that his responsibility to find out whether that woman is in a relationship before he presents this drink to her?
Nope.
Because he's the
think
ones
so.
that's offering it. We could be talking about.
And she can decline. I've declined drinks before.
I have too after people sat next to me for 15-20 minutes for a $7.50 drink plus a $2 tip to the waitress. Like, you're not gonna babysit me for $7.
So that's what I'm saying. So you knew that you didn't know what was gonna be attached to that drink.
I didn't know, but I didn't know what was. If you sit up here, I'm minding my business. I'm coming up to the bar, and he say, "I got her drink."
You know he's not gonna get your drink and walk away. He's gonna sit there.
But that has happened. That has happened on many occasions where I went to the bar to get a drink, and somebody said, "Put her stuff on my tab," and there was nothing else that was attached to it. Now, it didn't happen as often as people wanted to be attached to
That's
me
just another
drink.
form of game. That's all.
It probably
Right.
is. But the thing is that isn't your due diligence? You're the one who's salty because the woman is attached to somebody else and you offered a drink. Just like you asked me that one question, you should have asked me the question prior to. That's gonna make you
But just like you accepted the drink, you could have used that same tongue and said, sir.
But you the
I
person
think
who offered.
the guy is also partially responsible.
Absolutely.
Because if you
you're
just
right.
buy something and without getting the details of it, then yeah, you're responsible for it. But my thing is, when you're at a bar, everybody knows what happens at bars. It's a pickup
That's the thing.
situation. So if I'm offering you a drink, it's almost like it's guaranteed the questions that I'm asking. I don't need to ask these questions, but it's like a unspoken rule.
But that's the
What type
problem.
of
What
situation?
are unspoken rules though?
The unspoken rule is I'm getting you a drink, and this means
Can it hold up the court? Let me just ask you a question. Can it
Hold
hold
up
up
the
the rule?
No, I said, what's next after
So
this?
let's
What's
not
next?
play. Can that be hold up? Can that be held up the court?
What's next?
what's next? You know what I'm saying?
But it's almost
No,
like
it can't be
this is
held
off
up.
topic, but this is almost like the women who go out of town with men and they want 2 hotel rooms. Cut the shit. Let me tell you, ma'am, if I buy a plane ticket, we going in one room and we get one king size bed. And if you don't want to go, then don't go.
Yeah, we can do that.
Trying to
too,
get
but
fooled out.
you better sleep on
You trying to get fooled out.
But okay, now think about this. Now guys always say that a woman is a hoe because she sit up here and she throw her legs in the air for a drink, a pack of hot dogs, or she throw her legs in the air for a trip.
That's
Right? Right?
That's
But what is it? What is it though? I'll take a hot dog down with some relish and some celery salt. But what I'm saying is that if every time a woman said that because a guy expected sex or a relationship or whatever in return at every encounter, then how do I not have this stigma of being a hoe? Because every time you do something for a guy or a guy do something for you, you expect sex in return. So if you expect sex in return, then that needs to be. But the thing is why can't you're taking up my time? At this point, you have to pay to play. Like if for me, a guy that's offering a drink is pretty much like he tricking. It ain't tricking if you got it. Like honestly, it really is not. If you paying
most guys not going to a bar to find a wife. They're going there to kick off.
But you don't know. But you don't know that relationships have came about from
some have.
But then you cannot attach that label to a woman of her being a hoe if you know that you are sitting in here going just a smash on the $7.
Well, we both hoes then.
But some women are going to a bar.
I know,
They
but
go
it
there just
is.
to get a free drink. They know they going there. A guy got to pick them up, get a drink.
A woman that's going to the bar and then sitting at the bar and you came and
now you can send a
what
drink, then
she
that's
was
different.
doing.
But if you sitting there and you're having a conversation, you say, "Hey, what you drinking?" and then you accept the drink, then that means that you've accepted there's some entry point that you know that this person is looking for this conversation, whether it's companionship, whether it's sex or whatever. I feel like you have to know. I mean, we just live in a time that nobody's just like.
That's the time we live in.
That's just the time. That's unfortunate. I mean, unfortunately, we live in that era.
If you're attracted to a woman, he's not going to talk about her drink. He's going to keep going.
I don't think that I feel like I'm standing here by myself in this.
That's all right.
That's cool because I'm still gonna be a lion all on my own. It does not matter. And if you see me at the bar and you take up more than 2 to 3 minutes of my time and you offer me a drink, I'm gonna take it and know that.
Hey, no, listen, it's what it is.
You're taking up my time and you're gonna pay for it.
Here's a caveat to that. If you're in a relationship, should you even be talking to somebody more than 2-3 minutes of your time? That means that we have a conversation that again is probably we shouldn't be having. Because if you are in a relationship, I'm sorry, you talking about you just took up X amount of my time. Should I even be giving you that amount of time?
But what if we talking about if we sit here, we haven't
Not
even
in the
touched,
bar.
we haven't
Not in
even,
the bar.
but we have not touched on
Yeah.
relationship anything. We haven't touched on relationship. It didn't go into a nature to where it's sexual. If you're trying to get to know me or I'm trying to get to know
If you have a conversation,
it
you're trying to
could
get to know
be
somebody.
what if I'm at the bar and I'm looking at the game and then we sit here talking about the game? What if it's one of those type of relationships? You one of those type of discussions. You know what I mean? The discussion could be anything. And what I'm saying is, if I'm presenting you with a gift, I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna buy you something because I like it. I'm gonna be like, do you like this? Before I give it to you. It's my responsibility to ask those questions to say, is this something that you want or you like? Just like if I'm offering, and I'm gonna be mad that I gave you this gift and you didn't like it. That's just like I'm gonna be mad if I gave this woman this drink and she in a relationship. Before I ask you the question of, ma'am, do you want this drink? And I'm gonna be mad if you say that you're in a relationship after that. Then I know that I don't want to buy a drink for a woman in a relationship. The first thing that I should say is, are you in a relationship before I present that drink to you?
I'm sorry, I'm in a relationship. I'm sorry, I ain't accepting no drink because I know what comes with
I'm
it.
not gonna accept
You
a drink
gonna
from
be
a guy
sitting
in a
on my lap,
relationship
on
either.
my heels, and now I'm trying to move around, and I get irritated.
I literally had bad experiences and not even receiving a drink. And that was the thing. So even to add on that string of receiving a drink, I feel like it's gonna be even
okay, but we can take it here too. We cannot reject men because men don't take rejection. We cannot sit here if a guy sat next to us and he started talking to us and we was like, oh, I'm in a relationship. They'd be like, bingo, I was saying all of that. They'll say everything else. So as a woman, you have to coax them into that and have to put them at ease and talk to them.
I agree.
I'm lying.
Because
me too.
I'm lying.
I'm
lying. I got called so many bald heads.
Oh my God.
What you think you doing? I said, I'm lying.
Ain't nobody wants you. I didn't want you. I wasn't even trying to talk
But
to you.
if you like ignore a person or don't show them attention, then they're gonna fall back. But if you outside like
it don't always work like that. I had bad
It's
situations.
not the real husband of Chicago.
Oh,
Because the real husband of Chicago would be something like this. They'd be like, you know what? Hey, it's okay. Hey, I still want you to have a drink. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We all
It is.
grown.
It's all good. We all grown. You can still have a drink. Hey, how you like this game? Since we had a sports bar, you like the game. Who you going for? You know what I'm saying? As long as you open with me and you tell me up front your situation.
You're a good dude.
Hey,
Lee, you a good
There's a lot of
dude.
good dudes in Chicago.
It's a lot of
It's all about you.
But on the flip side,
And on the flip side, ladies, don't be patronizing these goddamn unclassy ass bars.
That's true.
Because it's gonna be an unclassy ass situation.
You're right. You are right.
I'm just saying. Depending on where you go, so if you go into the hole in the wall, aka the Tally Hole Howard, let me understand you something.
hey, I got to just find out from over there.
But you need to understand that if a nigga buy you goddamn it, and if you get that 211 still reserved, they won't what's due to them, okay? I'm just saying it's different between going on Howard, it's a difference between, I'm just saying, shout out to Howard Street. No, shout out to Howard. But what I'm saying is the difference between going in the jungle to get a drink and going goddamn downtown or something like you're gonna get a different caliber of people.
Yeah.
So it is, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta be mindful of your audience too. And if you get at a certain level of life, then use that certain places you probably should be patronizing.
Yeah.
And if you sometimes I like a good ratchet time. Don't get me wrong. Shout out to Tally-Ho.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that
the
time is had, honey.
But you get $5 people in there too.
So that's what I'm saying. So you accepting a drink at the Tally-Ho in some place probably got them on State Street is a bit of a difference.
Yeah, that's true.
So you gotta be mindful of your audience, ladies.
Right.
So I think we can all agree to be mindful of your audience.
Yeah,
be mindful of your audience. And listen, if you're in a relationship, listen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I would not. What I'm saying is, I would not take a drink from a guy knowing that I'm in a relationship. But I still feel I stand 10 toes down on what I said. It's your responsibility to ask. Yeah. But I would not do that. And you do have to be mindful of where you are in the situation. So what places you patronize, because it is going to bring out a different caliber of a type of person. But at the same time, just because you have money don't mean that you have class.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And we are responsible for ourselves. And that's where accountability comes in. So yes, a man should ask. And a woman should also offer the information. Yes. Because you can only be responsible and in charge of yourself. So my thing is at the end of the day, we all gotta have our accountability and our responsibility situation. So even if you don't ask, then offer it.
I guess
then offer the information. There's nothing wrong with that. Like offer the information, like, hey, you still want to buy me this drink? I'm married, but hey,
I'm married.
I'm married with 3 kids and I had a long week. If you want to buy me this drink, sir, I appreciate your heart.
But guess what? The guy be like, you know what, we both need it then. Let's go.
Yeah, we both need it.
Yeah, that's it. He made that long week. Then you send your kids, I'm sending my kids too. Cheers. You know what I'm saying?
So, it's not an issue.
I think it depends on the person because some women, they on the same thing. They just like, they might not want to tell their business. They just want to out there to have a good time. So they don't want you to go, they just like, hey, buy me a drink, do whatever. It all depends on the person.
And the truth be told, you know the temperature of the room.
Exactly.
If someone approaches you and asks you certain questions, I mean, we all grown here. You know the temperature of the room, if you're married or not. you know, when a person throws a curveball or the fastball, you know which way is how you gonna respond. I mean, that is what it is. You can't act naive. I take a drink. I know what's either gonna come with it. Either I say, okay, enough is enough now. Hey, I'm just here chilling. And the person knows the
You know that because he threw me a curveball. I met him at a restaurant. He threw a ball. We was at a whole fast food restaurant. Like, you know the gas. You know what's the score? Like, nigga, I
Because if a woman at the
don't know.
bar,
Usually they order the gyro plate. You see what I'm saying? 22 years later.
if a woman at the bar and she's
That's
married,
all I'm saying.
she's there waiting by herself, and she just there at the bar. 9 times out of 10, if her husband not coming, she on something else.
That's a lie.
True.
Because
I don't know about that one,
Because
though.
I do
What
self-care
time is
all
it?
the time, and I'm gonna go to the bar. I don't want to sit at the
Yeah.
table.
You
I'm
might not
gonna
go
get
to a
my
bar, you
food.
might go to a restaurant or something like that, but it's a little different. Bars are more like a pickup spot. So it's like
Don't get no drink from him. Cause y'all see what he on already. If you see Dino with the nipples and he
You
offered
gotta
you a
take
drink,
the
that's
crime.
no,
No,
exactly.
thank you, sorry.
Just know he
No,
on
thank
something
you,
else.
I'm just saying, like, what about women who have to? What
He's
about
about to get the double.
you know, if you think about women who have to travel for work, they're by themselves, and then they have to stay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you see who the group is. Exactly. Who would be sitting next to me? Cause I already, and he is talking game. Cause if we gonna run this back, Buddy was buying everything that I said I needed. So if we talking about
it ain't chicken if you got it. It ain't chicken if you got it.
exactly. So I don't know what but listen, okay. We done took care of our single people. And we definitely
I feel like that was for the married people too.
Okay, I'm single or
Shit.
married
Oh,
people.
right.
Yeah.
It's
Married folks,
whatever.
single folks, we're in the relationship folks. Listen, everybody be accountable, everybody be up and honest.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. That's just the era we live in. Listen, just be up and honest.
It's accountability, and know if I go to the bar and you sit here talking to me for longer than 5 minutes, I'm taking that drink. No, I'm just playing. Anyways,
And don't y'all be trying to get flued out.
okay. Now come on now. Yes, we know.
I'm over that.
If you do
I'm
what,
just saying.
and I told y'all 5 episodes ago, if you getting flued out, just make sure that he sell you the money so that you can pay for your own room and your own flight, so he ain't canceling nothing, because you already know how I feel about the situation. Anyway,
I'm getting everything. I'm gonna be exactly, man.
all I'm saying is be responsible in whatever it is that you do.
As ignorant as it sounds, I'm with Dino.
Exactly.
If you don't want to go, the next person would.
Man.
Listen,
I'm putting all my chips on black. Like,
listen, it's a dark day when my partner sit up here and agree with my other partner.
It's a dark day.
We gonna have to talk. We gonna have to talk in the corner. We gonna have to hug.
All right,
We have to have a football hug.
Y'all gonna be let me say, ladies, we gonna change the topic, but just don't be going out of town and then talking about you want 2 rooms. It don't make sense.
Listen, y'all already know what I
It doesn't make sense.
Get your room, girl.
I'm sorry. It doesn't make sense.
Get
If you
your room.
if you trust this man to go out of town, don't tell me you don't trust to sleep in the same room with him. It doesn't make sense.
But we could be getting to know each other and get to
Out of
know.
town?
But
I'm from Illinois, so
but you might have wanted to go to a venue or see something else. You might be tricking with your money and saying that it's a
she talking about
concert or
tricking,
whatever.
y'all. We gonna change this.
Because they tripping. They tricking. They know they tricking, and they don't want to see you be responsible for it. Exactly.
You know, so excited about his ass.
This man is standing on his words. He said it ain't tricking. If you got it, and that's probably where I got it from, because he had it and he was tricking it. I'm just saying. Anyway,
He's like, God.
we are going to
Okay, y'all.
listen. We are going to flip the situation, and we already told
Who's
y'all
our next topic? Because my God,
that this is the real. Listen,
it ain't enough alcohol in the room.
it's the
We
real
got to
husbands,
change it.
real
Let's just
husbands
change
of
it.
Chicago.
So let's talk about trauma.
We're gonna build up to the trauma. We're not going to talk about.
Shit, I'm
We're
sad.
gonna talk about this situation here. We're gonna put the heat on the guys.
Ooh.
And we are going to talk about, is it okay for your significant other, referencing the guys, is it okay for your husband, boyfriend, husband, or whatever, to have a best friend that is a woman, a person of the opposite sex? Now, before you answer that question, just think about how your bestie is. Your bestie is a person that you get them late night phone calls like, bestie, go in the room. I don't want nobody to hear what I got to say. Is your boyfriend, your husband around? Go into the room so he can't hear what we got to say. Let's go shopping. Let's go out to eat. Is it okay for your mate to have a friend, a best friend of the opposite sex? And we're gonna start with you because you already got one. So let's go.
Oh, man.
Hot seat. Is it okay?
I mean, I guess it is.
Listen, that's why I say there's not enough alcohol in the building.
And the drink go up.
If you know,
I'm
my
talking
thing,
I'm going.
no, my thing is if you
Right.
had a best friend, as long as I know that person, it's like. But if you had somebody I didn't know, then that's different. So if you got a best
So
friend,
is it a best friend like you grew up with? These are just logistics.
right? No,
It could be a best friend in whatever nature. You just met this person within a year.
Well, that's no personal.
of-
Is your best friend somebody you grew up with?
pretty much.
What does that mean? Like
Like,
you met him when you was 30?
Exactly.
I knew, but she was much younger. She was like teenager.
No, we talking about you.
Yeah, I was a little older. I was in my 20s.
So about 20 years ago that they've been knowing
Let
this
me
person.
tell that taste.
Yeah. Is it okay? How do you feel if your mate has a best friend that is
And are
of
they
the
close to?
opposite
And
sex?
are they close to like? Are they
My
close
family
to
and everybody.
spouse?
Yeah.
No, not your family. I mean not your family, but I mean your family is in your wife and your kids. Not like, oh, she close to my mom and my third cousin, and then my auntie on my daddy's side.
No, it's like all
that.
that. Cause it's like if she calls, she'll call Alicia, talk to her, same thing. It's not like she got my number.
He lying, but okay.
Yeah, okay.
Gotta go to the commercial break.
What did you trying to say? Commercial! Yeah.
So wait a minute. Okay. So
No,
okay.
but how did
Let's
seriously,
backtrack it.
no, seriously, how do you feel like if your mate had a friend?
You said it's okay though, right?
No, my thing, if I know the person, then that's different. But if they got a friend, I don't know them, or it's like, okay, like.
Okay, so what he's saying is that he's cool with it on his side of the situation.
But you know,
But he's
if she
alive,
same
but
thing.
he's alive.
No,
He's
we
alive,
know.
he's alive.
If I don't know them, then that's different.
It
But
doesn't
you
make
know
a difference if you know. When
it makes
when
a
I
heck
get a
of a
call
difference.
on my phone from a guy, then it's one of those things. He like, yeah. So what they say? He want to know.
If I don't know who the
business.
person the guy is, yeah,
It
you talking about
doesn't,
that's a
but
friend
my
I went to
thing
school
is,
or something like that. That's different.
It does not make a
It
difference.
makes a lot of difference.
I
I don't know the person.
may not share my friends with everybody.
See, that's the difference. I share mine. So it's like, okay.
Because what you do maybe not be different from what I do. I keep everything that I treasure close to me. I don't want to share. I'm selfish.
Well, no,
I don't
that's
wanna
different.
share. It's
like,
not.
more, no, yes,
But
it is.
so
That's different.
because you walk down the street skipping, that means that I got to do the same thing.
In my household, yeah.
Let's go to commercial break. Candace and Leland, take it away.
Yeah, go ahead.
My thing is this. So with regards to that question, I don't mind. But this is what I think is. I think society has really put in our brains, right?
Mhm.
Whether it's family, not even society, it's family, it's peers, it's religion, whatever. That if we with somebody with the opposite sex, that it's going to, like, if we best friends with somebody,
It's
with the
gonna go
opposite
to
sex,
another-
it's going to go to another level. It's going to be sexual, and I think that's far from the truth. Because let's just be honest. My mother is from the opposite sex, right? And but is something gonna happen? Absolutely not. It's all about how much time you spend with that person, which makes it pretty much a problem. You know what I'm saying? If I'm spending too much time with my OG or my sister, she don't have a problem with it. Or if I'm getting late night phone calls, I have to leave the crib to do something. No matter who it is, it's all about that. But my thing is this. I don't see no problem with it. Like, as long as you spending time with the person that you're supposed to be with. You know what
So
I'm saying?
do you think it's are you okay with, like, let's just say, like, so do you think it's important for your wife to also have a level of friendship with your best friend of the opposite side of the sex?
Of course. So my thing is this: if let's say if it's not somebody that's not related to me, you see what I'm saying, or not like a family member, of course she gotta be involved in it. Hey, when a person opposite call me, I'm telling Candace like right away, hey, I gotta go help this.
Speakerphone.
Speakerphone. And we talk.
Speakerphone.
It's all good. Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah. Speakerphone. Who is
It's all
that?
good. Yeah, it's my people.
No unknown numbers. What's the name? Who is that? Yeah. So that. Yeah.
And she already know I am.
Yeah.
hey, we about to go on we got to go get something to eat because we got to talk about something. You know what I'm saying? Talk about whatever it is. Hey, you want to slide through? Cool. If you don't, that's all right. You know, it's all about that communication, that open line of communication and that's how I look at it. Like, as long as she knows where I'm at and knows who I'm with, and she trusts this person, she trusts me.
Yes.
So does she have a level?
Thing.
So does it matter if you have a level of like relationship
And
with her?
okay,
Exactly.
there you
That's
go.
how
So that's the perfect way for me to go right into what I gotta say.
Okay.
If I don't trust that girl, it's an absolute no. If I don't
Okay.
trust her, absolutely not.
Okay.
So I have to be able to know the person that he's talking to, and I have to trust that whoever he is talking to, I trust them and I know them. So not only is he friends with her, but I'm friends with her because I built that level of trust with her.
So what if that
So
wasn't
it's
the
not a
case?
problem.
What
Then
if-
absolutely no. And
So-
if you try to
so-
fight me on it, then it's done.
So
There's
what
nothing
if
about it.
if Leland, if you had a woman that you knew for years, 10 years or so prior to you meeting Candace, and that was really your best friend, but Candace and her really didn't get along. They didn't hate each other, but they just did not get along.
Yeah.
So exactly, it was just something that was a misfire.
Yeah, so
Would
marry
it
her.
still-
So marry her.
You gotta make
So
a
marry
decision.
her. So marry her.
But-
Because you're not about to be married to me.
But you don't like that.
He chose me and he's married to me.
Right.
I don't.
My thing is
She's
this:
a
I'm
non-factor.
not going to detach on the connection.
She's a non-factor.
That's
She's a non-factor.
that is
She's a non-factor.
that's a network. That's
She's a
connection. She
non-factor.
probably got certain things
She's a
that.
non-factor.
Is that still your
She's a
friend?
non-factor.
Oh, of course.
Is
She's
she
a
still your
non-factor.
friend? Do
She's
you
a
still
non-factor.
get? So Candace is saying that
She's a
no,
non-factor.
and you're
She's a
saying
non-factor.
Candace is saying
Candace is saying
She's a non-factor.
absolutely no.
And if she doesn't
But-
become a non-factor, then I become a non-factor because I'm not about to stay. I am number one, period. If I'm not number
Okay.
one, what am I doing?
So we're not gonna put no hot water in
So
y'all.
you don't know.
So Patrick,
Absolutely not.
Patrick, the
No, I think what
question
she's saying is
No,
that
no,
like
period.
if
No,
there's
no,
no
period.
connection and she's saying
But
no,
Candace
and if
is
we're
saying-
arguing about your relationship with her, and if
I
we're
wanna
arguing
take my
about
leave.
it, then don't even worry about it. You've made your decision, sir.
But that's his friend that he's known prior.
And
No,
that's his
I'm
right.
his friend.
Exactly.
I'm his best friend. There's nobody better than
Okay,
me.
we-
I'm his best friend. We best friends, baby.
We
got
not
inside jokes.
we not
You
going.
over here, we got family. We got
Patrick,
family. We
what-
best friends, baby.
What's
We
your
best
what's
friends.
your take on this,
Best
Patrick?
You got that, Lou?
Best friends. We best friends.
Hey, it's been
The
17
lady
years.
has
Best friend.
The
Best
lady
friend.
has spoken. Okay,
Can't
so
nobody be
listen.
better than me.
At this table, it
Can't
is
nobody be
over the 40 years of marriage at this table. It's over 40 years of marriage. So take everything not with a grain of salt. Just pay attention to what's going on.
I don't know how we look on the other side though.
Hey,
We have to run this shit back and see what we say.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
everybody is in the double digits of marriage at this table.
Yeah.
And you know how the saying is the first 3 to 5 years is a honeymoon phase, and
Yeah.
then after that is a really
when
testament
the-
of
is that when
your
the work comes in?
relationship.
The real
Exactly,
work?
because the thrill is gone after the 3 to 5 years. Like now, the way that you breathe irritates me.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick, take it
Damn.
away. Patrick, take it
God
away.
damn. Wait a minute.
Is your friend, and she's staring you down, and I'm gonna stare you down with her. Is your friend still your friend if Toya does not? And remember, she can shoot. Remember that.
Really good.
At least up to 30 feet. So
Exactly.
leave 15, 21, 30
Exactly.
feet.
She got you at a moving
I
target.
guess
so-
it's a moving target.
And listen, tread lightly.
No, you-
When he stuttered.
yeah. No, the truth
She's trying to
is-
collect
is
herself.
that you gotta
Collect
make-
yourself.
I mean, the truth is, you got to make decisions. I mean, we all know what a person's intentions are, and it's just what it is. You got a person comes into relationships, and a high percent that friend who used to be a friend, they start trying to become more than that because they see you in a relationship. It's just
But what's that genuine
Jealousy.
friend?
Jealousy.
What's that genuine friends like? Platonic friends, like maybe they're still, maybe they don't see anything in you, but it's just like okay. And I don't know. I feel like if somebody's your best friend, they're gonna work really hard to connect with your spouse.
true. Not
Period.
exactly.
Exactly.
That's one.
So if you don't work hard to connect with my spouse, then that's
What's
weird.
wrong with
That's
you?
weird.
You're
Like
weird.
what's the
You're
deal?
weird.
Okay, hold on. The question.
There you go. Period.
Cut the
The
shit.
one thing
Like,
I'm looking at is they have to become our friend because her friends is gonna become our friends.
Listen
It's
to
just
that
what it
word.
is. It becomes our friends.
Period.
If they willing to accept that, it's not. Well, I don't care if they're willing to accept that. If that's what it is, then that's what it is. But if they're not trying to be a part of our relationship, then the relationship has got to be it has to be cut back.
Yeah,
It's not that you cut back.
you still my friend. You know what I'm saying? You're really still my friend,
And
but
a
it's
certain
like
capacity.
it got to be cut
And
back.
do that friend even got a man, or is that friend even got another significant other? Because it's looking like they want you to be their significant other. So that's a problem. Like, where are they at? Where they spending
They
their
probably
time?
just like
Why are they so
conversation.
thirsty? Why are they trying to
You
be in
said
a
why they so
relationship?
thirsty?
Why are they so desperate?
They the ones who
Where-
need to
you
drink at
don't-
the
you
bars,
can't-
what you
you don't
said?
got another relationship. You don't got a relationship. Where you at? Like,
but
where
what
you
if,
at?
but
Where
what
you
if
at?
I don't vibe with your wife because they say opposites attract, and I hate to use the term devil advocate because I really don't like that. But we're talking about that. That's the
When you
point
make
that I'm
a really
presenting.
good effort, like
I love something.
yeah.
I made it.
No, I'm not
I
just- I'm
don't really
just
like
saying,
her.
like-
I don't like your wife. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I don't like. I don't
Oh,
dislike
you're out there.
her. I don't dislike her,
But
but
you
I'm not
don't-
here
you
for
don't
her.
vibe.
I'm not here for
Right,
her. I'm
right.
here for you.
For
Like,
you.
I'm gonna support you because I have a best friend, and my friend is not. It's not of the opposite sex. It's just my friend. She don't. Not saying that she
You
don't
don't-
vibe with my
right.
husband. That's my friend. She's gonna ride for me 100%.
Yeah.
She's not gonna try to get to know my spouse because she don't want to feel like she's being pulled between two people. So she's gonna automatically stick with me
The
because
one.
she don't want
Right.
to feel like I gotta weigh the options. I'm 100% riding with you whether you right or wrong. So what if you have a friend that's of the opposite sex? I feel like
I
I'm
think
by
they
myself
just-
and everything.
No, I think
tonight.
that's just with
You're
everybody.
not. No, you're not.
Yeah.
No,
I
I
don't
think
know
that's-
what that's-
I think
like,
that's
I'm
with
not-
everybody.
I'm
Like, I
not-
even had a coworker. He was the same way. He was just like, man,
He
he
like me.
no, he just said he's my friend first. So it's a guy, a girl, whoever. They figure they're your friend, so they're gonna rock with you regardless.
Yeah.
So I know what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah,
But it's one of those
it's like I
things.
don't want to try to.
Yeah.
I don't, and I've been in that situation before to where I've befriended the husband and the wife, and when they had their issues, it was like, man, who do I ride with? Because it's like you're my friend too, but then I befriended your
Both of
wife,
y'all
Right.
friends.
and then it's just like man, I'm stuck in the middle. So I feel like I'm not gonna get in a
I
position
got
to where I'm
you.
gonna befriend your even if it's the same sex or whoever. It's just like one of those things. Like if you say, "Girl, let's go ride and bust out his car with us," and we go to his job and line his
Then we gonna
people
gas the
and say,
car up
then
and
we gonna
go.
do that. But I don't wanna feel obligated. Like, man, well, maybe we should do that because I'm cool with him too. Like I'm your friend. I don't want to befriend this person because I'm a ride with you blindly. You know what I mean?
But I mean, that's in between friends and best friends, though. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And most
So
people-
if you my best friend and we gassing up the
Yeah.
car,
Yeah.
we putting on all black,
Yeah.
we go back after license plate, and we finna go bust the shit
Yeah,
out.
we
It's my friend.
don't hit grandma, mama,
Yeah,
cousin,
But I'm
whoever.
saying that if I care for your husband because
Yeah, like
You know,
I'm cool with him because of you. But I don't want to form
If
a
you-
relationship so much with this person that I feel like, oh, well, no, don't do that.
But I also think that we have to have a
I never
level
looked
of
at it
real,
like
like,
that. Yeah.
like realistic conversation too. I feel like also you can have a friend of the opposite sex, but I feel like also there can be a level of attraction there as well.
I think so too.
I ain't saying that your best
Yeah,
friend gotta
too.
look like Agnes or Edith or
Yeah,
somebody like
right.
that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that again, like I'm just saying, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's realistic. Like, oh man, my best friend is the 60 girl with the fat ass. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really not looking
Yeah,
at. But I'm
absolutely
really
not.
looking at.
Right,
right,
right.
So,
Right,
I'm really
yeah,
looking
no,
at.
right.
And that's-
Like,
Yeah,
But
but
most times, if you friend with both the husband and wife, and they get into it, most times you're just gonna step back.
But
You're
what
not
I'm
gonna
saying
get
is that
into
we talking about the opposite sex. So let's
Yeah.
just say you friends with a goddamn baddie.
yeah.
So,
Cut the shit. I don't know.
so
I don't know.
my thing is,
I don't know.
And that's the thing about being honest. Not only honest with your spouse, but also honest with
With
yourself.
yourself,
My thing is, and if
There you
anybody
go.
went through therapy, you got to be honest with yourself
man.
first.
We had
Before
that
you
topic
be
there, but
honest
a lot of us
with
are not going to
anybody else.
therapy. We definitely not doing
All
that. It's a
black
lot of
men,
us.
and black women.
You better go.
That's another
You better
topic.
go.
That's another
That's a
topic.
whole other show. No, that's
Yeah.
take your ass to therapy.
Of course.
Take your ass to
You
therapy.
you really have to be honest with yourself
Yes.
and know that, hey, this person is really attractive. This friend
Yes.
of mine that I'm trying to push on my spouse is really attractive.
Do you tell
And
your
I'm just
spouse
saying
that?
friend.
Do you tell
But
your
do you-
spouse that's how you feel about this person?
I don't think you need to. You need to know that, and you need
You
to
need
be
to know
able
that.
to.
And
Yeah.
if you want to tell her that, of course, that's your story. That's it. But it's gonna show up anyway.
What cup you sipping
You
It's
see what
gonna
I'm saying?
reinforce.
Where are you sipping from?
It's
When
gonna
you
reinforce.
say that and you open up that door and actually admit that,
When you admit
It's
it,
over with.
now when you
It's
now
over
when you admit it, now it's
Now
like,
when
of
you
course,
admit it,
I don't want you to be around me no more.
you know.
But you still want this friendship, but you think that it's just a natural little friendship.
Yeah.
But you honest with yourself and say, you know what? I really like this girl, like this person.
He ain't a
That's
pastor. He ain't a pastor,
Go
but
ahead,
he preaching. He ain't a pastor, but he preaching. He ain't a pastor, but he preaching. What I'm saying is that you gotta be honest with yourself. Like, you cannot tell me that you can be friends with, like, genuine, legit, wholehearted friends with somebody you are seriously attracted to. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, when we be like that, like, that's ridiculous. And then again, he ain't a pastor, but he preaching. I'm just saying, he had a wrong word. And if you missed it, rewind it. Because what I'm saying is that that's real shit. Like, you cannot be friends, genuine friends with somebody you're attracted to. And you have to be honest with yourself and say, yeah, I'm attracted to her. I'm attracted to him. Like, it is what
You're
it
right.
is.
You're right.
That's definitely important.
It is what it is.
That's a word. honey. That's a word.
You better give credit. You better cash in tonight. You'll be a fool not to.
Yeah.
You'll tell you be a fool not to.
He already did.
Listen, and again, I just want to reiterate that it is definitely over 30 years plus of marriage at this table, and we definitely feel like we wanted to thank the guys and our new couple for coming in and talking with us, because we have definitely been screaming from the rooftop about these conversations, and we told the guys to pull up, and they definitely pulled up. So in our last few minutes of this topic, we wanted to talk about relationships, and we just wanted to talk about something that we just wanted to kind of get serious for a moment and just talk about how past traumas, and that is one of the big things that we always talk about on the show, because again, we always want you guys to walk away with some type of something positive, something healing, and something that is going to propel you into whatever next phase of your life or that moment is. And we just want you guys to pretty much to grow and be better. That's pretty much what we created this space for. So we wanted to talk just, real briefly, and just let us know that how you like this setup. Do you want the guys' opinion? Because I feel like, they came and they brought their A game tonight. I'll definitely give them that. I'll give them that. They came.
It was okay. It was okay.
Yeah, they came.
I called it the whole pass. It was okay.
They did a little shimmy. They did a little something. But we want to talk about how traumas or past traumas in a relationship, how those past traumas can affect a relationship. Because it is one of those things that you have two different people from two different backgrounds and upbringings, and they are becoming one. But as much as we want to believe those fairy tales that these relationships are going to be like the Cinderella stories that we've been taught to believe, why you don't have your phone?
Trifling.
Why you don't have we
I'll be honest with you, I didn't realize it was me because I was calling everybody else trifling. But what I realized is that I see my computer. And you know what? I didn't realize, y'all listen, I didn't realize that my phone was connected to the computer, but we talked about technology, and I want to shout out to my daughter who, honestly, she got me this computer for Christmas, and now my phone is tied to that, and I don't know why she would do that.
Shout out. It's all good.
But that just goes to show you that this is very real and authentic, and we are definitely giving you
and
guys,
I'm unapologetic.
Yes, the best of what it is
I don't know what I'm doing.
that we have to give you guys. So again, we want you guys to walk away with something to ponder, and just go home and work it out. Valentine's Day is coming up. We want y'all to be able to do your thing. You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna drink up.
Because she went from trauma. I thought we were talking about trauma. You went from trauma to Valentine's Day.
But in order for them to get to the festivities, I'm gonna say festivities.
Right.
I'm learning Spanish, y'all. So my beans become big.
We gotta work through the trauma to get to Valentine's Day.
Yes, you do. So anyway,
my husband ain't trying to hear that. Listen, y'all. He know I don't believe in nothing but holiday head. So listen, he's talking about, I'm just saying, he's talking about, he don't want to, he said, we do our traumas, man. Valentine's Day comes
we are helping the people. We're helping the people.
I'm just saying, I'm sorry, y'all. I went dark, I'm back.
We're bringing the people together. And because we have a male point of view, we definitely want to hear about that, about how past traumas can affect your relationship or affect your marriage.
Okay,
We're
let's
gonna
start.
bring it to the
Let's
W.
start. Let's
We're
go
gonna bring it
around
to
the
the W,
table.
and then we're gonna go that way.
Yeah, kick it off. Kick it off.
So yeah, past traumas as far as like when it comes to me, I was raised in a single family household, right? And with a dad not being there, how it affected my relationship. My mother was always, she was the breadwinner and she was struggling.
Yeah.
To an extreme degree. You know what I'm saying? We had candles lit.
I'm so sorry, you guys.
Yeah.
Brittany,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, we had candles lit in the crib. We had candles lit when the lights went out. I thought that was normal. You know what I'm saying? Until I got of age to realize that that's not normal. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
For lights to be off.
Right.
So as far as bringing that type of situation in the
It's
marriage,
not
my mom always pretty much said, a lady should be grateful because she got a male at home that's the breadwinner and that's that's
Keeping
going
the
to work
lights
and
on.
keeping the lights on and doing this and doing that, but not knowing that that was bad training because as far as a lady, you got to really know what specifically who you married to and what their desires are. Because my expectations were probably a little bit higher or expectations that wasn't going to get met. And pretty much,
Do you mean like comparing your spouse to your mom? Like,
yes,
hey,
exactly.
Okay,
So they weren't going to
understood,
get met
understood.
because it's like this is what she wanted, not what my actual spouse wanted. So
Right.
I think that was one of the things that was a trauma. And like I said, therapy helped me to appreciate that when you don't address certain things and you don't realize that this is a trauma. And the one way my therapist put it, he said, imagine a bunch of balloons that you just try to put underwater. You got a bunch of balloons you try to put underwater. All these balloons, they want to come up. So I put this balloon underwater, that balloon, you're trying to suppress it and you're not trying to address it. It's just going to come up eventually. You see what I'm saying? And it always came up at the fact that I was a fatherless child, where I was always at work. Even when we try to do our best not to be the person that we don't want to be, we be them. Like I was trying my best not to be my dad, but I ended up being just like him, trying my best not to be him. But I need to, what I need to do is learn about what his mess ups. I need to learn what he went through, figure out what the situation was, learn a little bit more about myself. And then that's pretty much what the trauma. Once you realize that the traumas in the relationships is really like can be addressed instead of suppressed. So one thing that we're working on.
Yeah.
Accountability for sure.
Accountability.
And do you feel like addressing, and it's just like a sidebar, just want to know like from your journey, like, so do you think as far as able to address the traumas that may have rolled over into your marriage, do you think, I guess, how did you do that? Like, was it through counseling or was it through like self-work? Like, okay, now I really need to work on me and I gotta go back and see what, you know what I'm saying? Like, what this foundation looked like, or why am I, sometimes we're like, why am I like this, or why do I think like this, or why am I moving like this? So do you feel like you have to like kind of do work on you first, or?
Exactly, because you only put out to people. You can't love another person if you don't love yourself first.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's very important. And the one thing that was important was the fact that I cannot put the same standards of my wife as the same standards as my mom. It's an individual. You see what I'm saying? And that's one thing that my counselor actually said. He was like, listen, did you marry your mom? No, I didn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He said, hey, so from what the questions that I'm asking you, it almost sound like you want your wife to be your mom, and that's not gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. So once I got that realization, I started, treading differently. I'm like, all right, let me figure this out. And now I got to know more about her because the 2 are 1. I got to know more about what she's been through. And she was with a 2-parent household. So it was a difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she seen the difference. Like it was like 2 totally different people coming together. And it's like, man, you gotta get to learn. That's it. You gotta learn. It's a learning experience. That's how I look at it.
No, you're 100% right. I came from a single mother family household, and I think, I know the kids, they mimic what they see as far as not what they told. So I always seen my mother working. So there was no. My father passed away when I was 5, so there was no man in the household. So I thought, hey, as long as I work as far as what I see my mother doing, that I was doing the right thing. And it wasn't. You know, it took me years and years, going to counseling, and even speaking to my wife as far as understanding my husband's duties. You know, I neglected my wife as far as I didn't pour into her, and I didn't support her. All I thought in my mind, as long as I'm working, and I'm paying things, that it was the right thing, and it wasn't. You know, I missed out on opportunities as far as building a strong relationship with my wife and supporting her, and also a relationship with my kids. And then it took me to get to a certain age, and like, man, it's not the way it can't be like this, because I can't think of a solid relationship from my childhood. I can't think of one. You know, and so now I want to change things and say, okay, this is what it looks like. You know, so supporting my wife, supporting my kids, giving them a voice. It took a long time, and it's
years.
One of the things you gotta work on.
That's what marriage is all about. I think if you want any relationship to grow, you have to understand and know this person. I remember when me and my wife was going together, I mean, we did a lot of things backwards. I mean, we was purchasing property, purchasing cars, and then we wanted to marry.
Oh, Lord! Do y'all know us?
Yeah. Sound like walking in the same footsteps.
And I think Latoya is, even though she's younger than me, she's a lot more mature. And
I'm literally like a year younger than you guys, but that's it.
And she said, well, if something happened to you today, Patrick, said, I can't even say as far how are we gonna bury you? You know, your mother has all that. And I'm like, I never looked at that. Hey, I'm in the household with my kids. I'm doing what's right. But it took me losing something for me to say, okay, man, what I'm not doing is right. And it's a lot that goes into making any marriage work. And I'm still trying and working on it, but it's a lot that goes into it. You know, it's more than two, a ring. You know,
I appreciate you saying.
I think both of y'all have
both
of y'all were raised by single moms from whatever reason or another. So you were in the household with both of your parents.
I had a 2-parent household.
Yeah.
And it's more of an older traditional where my dad went out to work and my mother took care of everything. My father didn't have to do nothing. And they kind of like went on me. That's what I expected. I just go to work and Alicia take care of everything. And then coming from my mother, it's like kind of dependent on her. So I know what the guy's saying. It's like, it's kind of like, yeah, you didn't marry your mother, then you married to your wife. And I had to learn that my own self, because it's like, I would go to my mother first before even going to Alicia. But then I guess she kind of helped me to see as we got along. But yeah, the mother relationship is really strong.
Yeah.
But I think my trauma is my first marriage, and I got married too young.
Let me tell you, talk about that.
Yeah.
That was the edit.
That's trauma.
He said it's trauma.
It's trauma.
Listen, you cannot tell his journey. That is your story. That's your story, Dimples. Go. Go back, go, Dimples. That's your journey.
I am the first of the last and the only. Nigga, I told him. Who told you to go ahead and sit up here? No, I'm just saying. Go ahead.
No, I don't even care.
Because I'm
Talk
perfect,
about it,
right? Oh, this nigga said no.
This is a table of honesty. This is a table of honesty.
No, okay, but no, we are so glad that you guys.
Wait, hold on. I want to hear what Candace got to say, because I want to hear. In essence of like, again, just from the women's perspective, like,
go ahead.
like, how do you feel like your trauma showed up in your marriage?
Yeah. So basically, for me, I was really bullied a lot growing up. You know, I was raised in a very religious household, so I wasn't able to do a lot of things that the other kids were able to do. You know, I dealt with acne and just being too skinny or being too dark skinned. I mean,
Girl, ain't
all
no
the
skin
things,
good.
you know.
So anybody who's talking
during that time when the light
Right.
skins were over here dominating the industry, okay?
Okay, I'm just saying, 10 for 1.
You know, but they was giving At that time, I had to deal with a lot of. I was picked last. I didn't want to be, they didn't want to pick me for group projects or pick me to be on the team when I'm in gym or anything like that. So a lot of the times when I was in my marriage, a lot of the being picked last kind of came up in our relationship. So if Leland would put something over me, oh, he's picking me last. He's doing this, mom. Oh, he's picking me last. Oh, he's doing this with somebody. Oh, he's picking me last. So a lot of that trauma of me feeling like I was being picked last would flare up in arguments. And it wasn't the fact that Leland was doing something where he was like, I'm doing this on purpose because I want to push your buttons. He didn't know about these buttons because I didn't tell him about any of it because I was embarrassed to talk about it. Yeah. I didn't let him know about any of it. So I was seething in quiet, but expecting him to change something, but I never talked to him about it. And a lot of the stuff that he was doing was due to the fact that he had a really good relationship with his family and with his mom. And he had something that I kind of wanted him to give to me because I wanted him to be that popular person. I mean, we went to high school together. He was popular. Like, he was the person that everybody wanted to be around, really sociable, so it was like being up. He's like, she's being nice. He was a bodyguard, he was a wrestler. He's a Chi-Town skater. He brought me to 87, the skating rink on 87. He had his picture up on the wall. Like, I'm like, this dude is too cool. Like, he's so cool. And so when he would pick me last, it was just like those other popular kids who didn't want me to sit at their table or to not be around them. So he didn't really understand that or know that, but I ended up having a conversation with him 15 years into the marriage.
Yeah.
I know, 15 years.
After therapy.
15 years. It was 15 years, y'all. 15 years. I never talked about it. But
so would you just be angry?
I would just be angry, but never explain it.
I feel it.
But I would never explain it.
Did you even have was it at a point to where you said, I know this, it can't be me that's doing this. It has to be something outside of whatever it is that just happened, because it seems like the blow up is just too grand for it just to be me.
You know what? I didn't think of it like that until I got counseling and stuff like that. But I would always think it's like she was always pretty much, hey, I'm the bad guy. I was always doing something wrong. So I'm like, am I really doing something wrong? I'm questioning myself now because I'm like, I've come from this situation, and I know she know a little bit more about relationships as far as, because she had two parents in the household. Yeah. So I'm looking at her like, maybe I can learn a little bit from her. But am I really doing something wrong? Me helping my mom? Like, am I really doing something wrong? Me helping my brother, my sister? Because I was really tight with my family. Right. And just having me question myself. And it was like, nah, I ain't doing nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Once you start questioning yourself, that means you really ain't solid in solid with your decision. So my thing was, it was one of those type things for 15 years. But I'm like, to the point where I was just like, oh, she's just saying this again. This repetition. Just another argument. It's gonna blow past. Right.
It always did blow past.
It always blew past. So I'm like, I'm just wait for the week. She'll be all right. You know what I'm saying?
What's crazy too? Like, even with Dino and even with Candace, I feel like the openers, I don't know if everybody knows, the openers like, oh, well, they grew up in a two-parent household. Yeah. So you automatically think, like, they good, you good. You grew up in a two-parent household. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you got to try? You grew up in a two-parent household. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, it's just like that natural thing they kind of gravitate to. Yeah. And just like to be a little open and, you know what I'm saying, transparent as far as like even with our traumas and different things that I feel like they came from us. Like, I'm sure we will apologize to our kids as they get older. Yeah. I'm just saying it's a real thing. Yeah. I feel like they grew up in a two-parent household, but I won't say that. I'm sure they've experienced certain things, or even like I said, like with him being at work, like everybody else thinks. Like, again, our son is 18, and like. I was go-to, like, you know what? Like my mom. I mean, go that fast passion, go straight to me. Like my mom, even when he was going out to college, like, I'm gonna miss everybody else, but man, I'm gonna be devastated about mom. Like he's like, I don't mean no harm, but I'm gonna be devastated about mom. Like everybody be like, why you always call your mom? I don't care. Like I don't care what they say. Like I be having to ask you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just him feeling some type of way, like. why didn't Brandon call me? Or why didn't he do this? Or why didn't he do that? You know what I'm saying? And it's almost was like, again, and I grew up again in a one-parent household. However, I still had a relationship with my dad. So even though they worked together, me and my dad was extremely close. So I almost like kind of put that on, like, it was certain things like I had an expectation, like I was supposed to my dad, like, you should be doing this. You should be doing this because my dad did this, my dad did that, and my dad did this. Like it was almost kind of live up to this, like, and my dad passed away, and it's almost like kind of live up to this giant because my dad, in my mind, was like everything. Like he protected me, he did this, he did that, and I'm a lot more confrontational than Patrick is. So even when he didn't show up, like I would show up, I would be pissed. Like if that was you, I would have snapped. Or I would have did this. You know what I'm saying? I would have did that. Like I would have did this. Like and not realizing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so because he's not doing it how you would have did it, doesn't mean he's not doing it.
He's not doing it.
No, he's not doing it. He just ain't doing it how you would do it.
So how do you come to that conclusion of that? Is it something that you do self-reflection, or is that something that you felt like, you know what, our marriage is at an impasse? Let me see, because a lot of people break, and that's the thing that we don't want to happen. A lot of people break at this stage because again, the honeymoon is between the first 3 to 5 years, and then you really start to get into, is this person really going to ride for me? Is this person going to do this? And when I'm sick, is this person going to be able to help me, or whatever the case may be?
You know, it's crazy. We should be asking each other. We should be asking those questions before we get married, but we don't.
We don't.
We don't. We don't.
With that drink at the bar.
Right. Where was that? Well, we should ask that question at the bar.
Before you go further.
We in all marriage, and Donna said, "You know, we have a marriage."
Yeah, because you presented this fairy tale thing that when you boy meet a girl, boy meets and marry girl, and then you live happily ever after. It's never anything that goes in between those situations to where, oh, if I gain weight, or I get sick, or I lose a limb, or whatever the case might, anything that goes on, that is never really discussed. But when you talk about those situations, and when people come from 2-parent households, I feel like I came from a 2-parent household, but I was raised by my grandmother and my grandfather. But things, from my view, look very different from how it was when a person who was raised by their mother and father. You know what I mean? So, but it's never discussed about the trials and the tribulations that goes on. We hear that there are trials and tribulations, but when you don't really know what those trials and tribulations are, and you get to a part of your marriage and you just like, I can't do this no more. I can't stand the way he breathes. I don't like the way she looks. And anything that goes on, they're not like my mom, or they're not like my father, or whatever the case may be. And you get to this point of your marriage, it's like, do you sit back and look and say, I value the person that he is, or I value who she is? Is it to a point to where, you know what, I value this person so much, but there is some things in our relationships that needs to be worked out.
Yeah.
It's time to go to therapy.
Exactly. I think it comes to that fork in the road.
There you go.
With any relationship, because you keep, oh shit, we'll be okay next week. We'll be okay next week.
Yeah.
But then it builds up to the fork in the road, where now we have to address it, because it's going to either be this way or that way.
Yeah.
We're going to leave him, split.
Exactly.
But then we got to think about the kids too.
Yeah.
But it's a fork in the road that it always comes to.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
So that's how I look at it. Whenever things start getting like really addressed, and things start getting like, you start making progress, and after 15 years, it's like, listen, we've built so much together. Now we got to like really start being honest with each other and telling each other's feelings. Let's tell our stories. Let's tell our history. Let's talk about our traumas. You know what I'm saying? Hey, cry. Hey, dang.
Oh yeah.
Cry in front of, I cry in front of my wife. My wife see me. My
vulnerable,
wife see me. Hey, I'm opening up.
Well, I got a question for y'all. We got a question from a viewer that says, how do you navigate the roles of a healer versus accepting how she or he is? Or is a healer a part of the role?
Can I please answer
Yeah,
that?
go ahead,
Can I
go
please
ahead.
answer
Come on.
I think a lot of people expect people who are going to assist a person to get to the point that they need to be able to deal with everything they're bringing into the relationship. I'm dealing with a person who is a habitual liar. Okay. I want to help them to get to a point where they're truthful with me. So until they can get to a point where they're being truthful with me, do I have to continually accept their lies? No. They need to understand that while we're trying to get to the point where you need to be, you need to fess up to the fact that you're making these mistakes of lying. And then while you're doing that, you need to understand that this will be the consequence of it. I think people think healers should accept whatever comes to them. You shouldn't accept what comes to them. That person should understand the consequence of whatever it is that they're doing.
Absolutely.
And if they are not okay with that consequence, they should stop doing it. If they have a problem with doing it, why are you with a person who's not going to be able to deal with it? You want to deal with a person who's going to heal you, fix you, but also you want to harm them in the process.
Yeah.
How am I assisting you, but you're harming me as well? Do you love me? Why are you being that person who you want me to heal you, but you want to hurt me in the same process?
Yeah.
So I feel that it is so important that a person is healing to get to a place, but at that point, you need to actually show that you appreciate the person healing.
So a part of what he said, it says is a healer, part of your role. So I sounds, at least for me, when I hear that, it's like, okay, I think, okay, I'm a healer, so it's my responsibility to take on all of this.
No.
And somebody said one of our past podcasts, a viewer said that she learned to stop setting herself on fire to make other people warm.
There you go. Exactly.
And it's almost like
That's
you
it.
have to stop. At some point, you have to
Yeah.
stop. Like
You have to.
stop.
I
You
really,
have to stop.
I really think a
Because what's
healer
the
needs
consequence?
healing too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
a healer needs to be healed
Yeah.
too. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
they get the same injury that they trying to heal this person.
Exactly.
My thing is that a healer always needs healing. So,
Absolutely.
so it needs to be like an interchange
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, and again, even in relationships, at some point, like you're stronger at some point than your spouse, or you may be strong in certain areas and things like that. But
Yes.
if all you're doing, it's almost like a bank account.
Yeah.
If all you're doing is withdrawing,
Come on.
Don't be negative.
you're not exactly. At some
be
point,
negative.
you're gonna be negative.
There you
So
go.
someone has to make deposits.
There
Right?
you
So
go.
you have to make deposits as well. So I feel like taking on that, it's almost like you're saying like you're whatever God people serve. It's almost like saying you're the higher being. Like you're nobody's
There you
God.
go.
Like
There you go.
you
Yeah.
have to have to be accountability on some level.
Accountability.
And I think that's something that I don't know why people. I get why people run from it because man, it's scary and it's not easy. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is, and I can't be responsible for both you and I because at the end of the day, like, man, I could be here to support your healing, but I can't do it for you.
Yeah. You gotta want. You have to.
I can't do it for you.
I can't do it for you.
Yeah.
There, that part.
It
I can't
is.
do it for you.
It has to be something that you want because you can fight and turn blue until whatever situation that goes on. But if that person does not want this, it's like I can want great for you.
There you
I can
go.
want you to be, and I can want you to reach for the skies. But if you are not going to lift your hand up to even reach in that direction for it, then it's like, what is it that what do I need this? What do I want? Why am I wanting this for you when you don't want it for yourself?
Exactly.
I can work in accordance
There you go.
with you, but I can't do the work for you because how am I going to do anything for myself?
Yeah.
You know?
And that's nothing. I don't know. I feel like people think like you always say.
You
I
be
think
in the
I
trenches.
think that's like I don't know if it's a cultural, like it's a black thing. Like for some reason, I feel like people think it's like cool to be in the struggle.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like I just
Yeah.
struggled and I was younger,
Yeah.
and I was like, what? Like, I don't know if it's a cultural thing. Like let us tell you, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm a pass on the struggle for 200 hours.
I think
I'm good.
It sounds good.
It sounds good.
and
It
it
sounds
looks
good.
good. But I
No.
told this man before, he was like, "Would you be the type of person that would sleep outside with me on a park bench?" And I was like, "Absolutely not." I said, "I would absolutely leave you if you want to struggle by yourself. You most definitely go ahead." And he thought that it was gold digger, but it was like it's not. I have a standard for myself, and if you can't get to that and you can't help me do that, then I'm gonna leave you back here by yourself. Because if this is all that you want, and I don't want this at all, like no, I want to eat hot dogs as an option. I don't want that to be my entree. Sorry.
It was more of a, I guess it was more of a, sometimes people fall.
And I'm okay with that. And I get that.
that.
I'm okay with that. And
I
I'm
get
okay
that.
with, again, you fall and we got this common goal that we both.
But you can't
I
live
think
in that
we
moment.
both.
You
I think
can't
it's
live in
this.
a rut.
You gotta you got to get to a point where if you fall, you at least falling on some cushion. You know what I'm saying? That's type of thing.
Yeah, I
You
get
got to keep striving and keep doing things because some things can't happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I'm reaching for the
Life don't lie.
stars, I'm gonna hit the clouds at least.
But some
You know
people
what I'm saying?
people get complacent when they know that their woman is okay with them living in the struggle. It's like, well, she ain't tripping about it, so then I guess I can stay here. And it's like, no, and don't feel guilty. And I think that is something that in society, I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact of slavery and just this being something that was just implemented in our mind, and it's just something that we are accustomed to because of what happened so many years ago. But it's one of those things that, of course, our ancestors struggled, and it was something that the women did to make sure that the household was taken care of. But we are now in positions to where we can go out and we can strive for better. We can want more. You can't sit here, and I think that when it comes with being unevenly yoked as well, it could be religious or spiritual as well, and it can still be financial as well. Because I cannot want to sit up here and live on Fifth Avenue when you okay with living on the corner. Like I can't want this for the both of us. It's like, and when you get to that impasse, it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that, again, unfortunately, we don't have conversations. Sometimes, I mean, again, we live in time, we don't have conversations before we get married.
And
We don't have those hard conversations, but I also feel like, again, that's where, and again, we're gonna update, we're gonna fast forward past our ancestors. The truth of the matter is that, like, it's generational curses. Like, my mama was a kind of, and again, I love my parents to death, but again, like, sometimes you can only give what you got. Like, if I don't know any better, I can't do any better. You know what I'm saying? I can't do any better. And I don't think and I live by, because generational curses didn't start with me, they can end with me.
Yeah.
So I absolutely move in a frequency. Like I know that this happened. I know that this, but I also do. We try to expose our kids to different things. Like we came from generations like speak when spoken to, or you see these big family arguments, and then everybody comes to the next barbecue like nothing happened. Like
Lord.
Like, so this happened.
Okay, cool. And we just have people like, we ain't just an elephant in the room. We want to talk about, like, we have family meetings. Like, listen, what's going on? Why you mad?
Don't pay her no mind.
That's how she is.
Yeah.
No, that don't make it okay. Like, and again, I love my mom if she out here watching. Again, I call her to the carpet all the time.
The funny part is, our parents are getting with the program with it. They like, you know what? I appreciate y'all doing that. Now. You know what I'm saying? Because they like, y'all speak it up. There's something different. You know what I'm saying? So our parents really appreciate what we're doing right now.
Even though, and they don't like it at first.
They don't like it.
At first, they don't like it.
Shout out to my mama when I told her about boundaries. She said, what the fuck is boundaries? Quote unquote. She said, I'm your mother. That doesn't make sense.
And they feel like that.
That's why I'm telling you.
They be like that for a minute.
Yeah. But then they jump on board. They jump on board. And it just is what it is. It is what it is. And I feel like that we just have to, again, I can't stand with, again, I get the healer thing. But listen, I just feel like people start to take on too much. Woo! Like you taking on stuff that's not even yours.
Yeah.
I love my husband, but there's times like we've done couple counseling and we do individual.
Yeah.
Listen, I love you, but just your shit. Like that's your shit.
Yeah, like I'm gonna need
you.
It's
accountability.
Because I can't do it for both.
I can't do it for the both of us, and I don't expect him to do it for the both of us. Like, so I feel like there has to be like that part, like, okay, I'm the healer and I'm the person who does it all. Like, now you exhausted, now you got an attitude, now you pissed, now you're mad, now you this, now you that. Like,
and there's no
you got to put your own oxygen
I
mask
think
on.
we're gonna wrap this. We're gonna wrap this up because we can definitely go.
Baby, listen.
There's
part 2, stay tuned. Part 2 coming. We can talk about sex. We got a lot to go back.
We're sitting here in all black like the New Jack City. You know
what
I mean?
It's giving presidential.
You know what I mean?
It's giving presidential.
Definitely. I think we tried to wrap this up earlier, but we definitely we kept going.
Close us out. Listen. That generation of persons, listen, y'all.
I think we're definitely gonna do a part 2 to this, and we just wanted to acknowledge our panelists for coming on and saying thank you. We're gonna start on this end. It's go ahead and say thank you, Zeno with the dimples.
We gonna let Toya introduce her boo.
I'm talking so little Patrick, aka P. Diddy. Light skin.
And y'all already know what it is. That's Leland LG, okay? They call him, what is that, King Dope right there? Right there.
Listen, we already heard what all he do. Listen, he's a skater. Listen, I ain't gonna bust out the resume again. Listen.
But we definitely want to thank you guys for
Tuning
accommodating
in
us.
and coming up and being
Yes.
transparent. But so I'm just gonna say this like this. I just want to shout out to like I'm this Black History Month. So I just want to shout out to the Black man. At the end of the day, I feel like it's not easy to be transparent, to be vulnerable, to like say your truths. And I'm just saying, shout out to you fellas, because at the end of the day, I'm just saying that your stories and journeys are testimonies for other brothers. And I just want to say, like, I for one appreciate you guys. I know the rest of the ladies appreciate you guys, like, for coming up here, because again, we laugh, we joke, but at the end of the day, like, listen,
It's
we all
important to have these discussions and get the male point of view as well. It really does.
It does.
We don't want to silence you guys. We want to hear your
Sometimes
opinions. Yeah, we do. But we definitely
But not right
want to
now.
hear. We want to
Not
hear
in Black History Month.
We're gonna be on the floor for 30 seconds and then you out. You know what I mean? We want to hear everything that you have to say, and I definitely want to shout out my cousin Kobe, who is watching. And I think we had Taisha on here too, and everybody that's on YouTube as well. We appreciate you.
Hey, Tamisha, hey, boo. I'm sorry. And somebody, Richard Lightfoot, y'all know who that is? Listen, asking about the healer question. You can text us that question first, sir.
Hey, what's going on?
Give us a hands up next time, Richard.
Hey.
So thank you guys. Yes, thank you. And it was 6 of us. I think we did pretty good. So we could definitely give us
We did, because we had a lot more to say, y'all.
We did. We're probably gonna do a part 2 of this.
Because we was reserved, kind of.
So I think it'll be appropriate for all of us to close out with a kiss.
Nigga, if you don't sit up here,
They need to buy us no drinks.
I'm
They need to buy us no drinks.
Okay, as always,
Okay,
we are going to close out tonight saying thank you and we love you and good night, and always submit your questions or whatever it is that you have for us. Drop it in the chat or email us at IamNotForEverybody2@gmail.com, and we will see you guys the next time on time for sure, maybe possibly. And good night.
So everybody did
Love y'all.
What about us?
All right, man.
We can't turn it off to. He's
No,
right. Brittany, come in,
I'm done.
I can't, y'all.
I'm done.
Y'all behind the scenes.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, we gotta get that. Brittany, can you cut them both off for us?
Yes.
I'm just saying,
We
y'all.
about
We
to
got to
drink and we about to party and we got production back in here. Good night.
Oh, wait.
Oh. Come on.
I think we over because last time we wasn't over. We was talking for a long time.
We was like,